Overview of this unit include links, images and tables. Links may be categorized into two types, that is, relative links and absolute links. Absolute links in HTML are hyperlinks that contain the full URL, including the protocol, http:// or https, domain name, and path to the specific page or resource. Relative links, in contrast, only specify the file path relative to the current page and are used for linking between pages within the same website. HTML link attributes are used to define the properties and behavior of hyperlinks. The most important attributes are ref, target, title, rel or relationship, etc. Image. To use an image as a link in HTML, you need to place the ind tag inside the a tag. Table. To create a table in HTML, you can use the table tr, eth, and td tags. Here is a simple example of a basic table. 3. Links, images and tables. This unit begins with heading as links, images and tables. First of all, we should understand the meaning and concept of these terms one by one. Links. To create links in HTML, you use the a tag with the ref attribute to define the link address. The syntax for creating a link is as follows. A ref is equal to URL link text a. The ref attribute specifies the destination URL, and users can click on the link text to navigate to the specified address. Additionally, you can use the target attribute to specify where the linked document should open, with options like _self, _blank, _parent, _top. It's essential to use clear and descriptive link wording to make links accessible to all users, including screen readers and search engines. Avoid repeating the URL in the link text, keep the text concise, and refrain from using generic phrases like "click here." To embed an image in an HTML web page, you use the ind tag. The ind tag is an empty tag that contains attributes only and does not require a closing tag. The two most important attributes of the ind tag are: src specifies the path to the image file. Alt provides alternate text for the image, which is useful for accessibility and when the image cannot be displayed. Here is an example of how to use the ind tag. Ing src is equal to image.jpg, alt is equal to my image. You can specify the image location using a full URL or a relative file path. If the src URL is incorrect, the browser will show a broken link icon instead of the image. Other optional attributes include width, height, title, cross origin, ismap, loading, long disk, referrer policy, sizes, src seat, and usemap. To use an image as a link, put the ind tag inside an a tag. You can also float an image to the left or right of text using CSS. The most common image formats supported by all browsers are PNG, JPG, SVG, GIF, ICO, and APNG. HTML tables allow you to arrange data into rows and columns for easy readability and interpretation. Here are the key points about using tables in HTML. Tables are defined using the table element, with each row defined by a tr table row element and each cell defined by a td table data element. Table headers can be defined using the table header element instead of td. By default, text in elements is bold and centered. Cells can span multiple columns using the colspan attribute and multiple rows using the rowspan attribute. Tables can be divided into table head, table foot, and table body sections to provide additional semantic structure. Columns can be grouped using the col group and kernel elements to enable more efficient rendering and allow column-level styling. Tables should only be used for tabular data, not for layout purposes. Using tables for layout can reduce accessibility, produce tag soup, and make the layout non-responsive. To create an effective table, use semantic markup, provide a clear caption and summary, and style the table appropriately with CSS for readability and accessibility. Relative links in HTML are a fundamental aspect of web development, distinguishing between absolute and relative paths. Relative links point to files or paths within the same website, while absolute links provide the complete website address. When creating a link in HTML, the code a ref is equal to link here.html click me a signifies a relative path, as it lacks the full website address. Relative links are advantageous for maintaining site organization and ease of modification, allowing for changes like domain name updates without altering all HTML pages. Links. Absolute links in HTML are hyperlinks that contain the full URL, including the protocol, example http:// or https, domain name, and path to the specific page or resource. They are always unique and never change. Some key characteristics of absolute links. Always include the protocol, http:// or https, and domain name, example www.example.com. May also include the directory path and file name, example www.example.com/blog/article.html. Are invariably unique for any specific page or resource on the web. Can be used to link to resources on other websites or within the same site. Are slower to load than relative links because the browser has to start from scratch to find the site. Here is an example of an absolute link in HTML. Opening our anchor hyperlink reference or ref is equal to https www.example.com about.html about us closing our anchor. When using absolute links, it's important to always include the protocol, http:// or https, and full domain name. Relative links, in contrast, only specify the file path relative to the current page and are used for linking between pages within the same website. Understanding the distinction between relative and absolute links is crucial for effective web development, ensuring proper navigation and organization within a website. HTML link attributes are used to define the properties and behavior of hyperlinks. The most important attributes are: ref specifies the URL of the linked document. Target determines where the linked document is opened, e.g. same window, new tab. Title provides additional information about the link when hovered over. Rail indicates the relationship between the current document and the linked document. Some other common link attributes include: type specifies the MIME type of the linked resource, e.g. CSS, JavaScript. Media specifies the media type for which the linked resource is optimized. Sizes specifies the sizes of the icon for visual media used with rel is equal to icon. Reflang specifies the language of the linked document. Using the appropriate link attributes helps provide context about the link, improves accessibility, and enables search engines to better understand the structure and content of your website. Some attributes like target and rail can also impact the user experience by controlling how links are opened and displayed. To link within a document. To link within an HTML document using the ID attribute, you can create a hyperlink that directs users to a specific section of the same page. This is achieved by assigning a unique ID to an element and then referencing that ID in the hyperlink. Here's how you can do it. 1. Assigning ID to an element. Use the ID attribute within an HTML element to assign a unique identifier. For example, H3 ID is equal to my section title H3 close. 2. Creating a link to the ID. To create a link that navigates to the section with the specified ID, use an anchor tag with the ref attribute referencing the ID. For example, a ref is equal to #my section, go to section close anchor. 3. Linking to another page. If you want to link to a specific section on another page, include the page's URL followed by # and the ID. For example, a ref is equal to another page.html #my section, go to section on another page close anchor. By following these steps, users can easily navigate within a document or across different pages by leveraging the ID attribute in HTML. Image on a page. To put an image on a web page in HTML, you need to use the in element with the src and alt attributes. The src attribute specifies the URL of the image you want to embed, while the alt attribute provides a text description of the image for accessibility. Here is a step-by-step guide. 1. Upload your image to an image hosting service, FTP service, or blog hosting service. 2. Open your HTML document where you want to insert the image. 3. Copy the URL of the uploaded image and paste it into an ind tag with the src attribute. The tag should look like this: in src is equal to your _image _URL here, alt is equal to description. By following these steps, you can easily insert an image into your HTML document and display it on a web page. Remember to provide a descriptive alt attribute for better accessibility and user experience. Images as links. To use an image as a link in HTML, you need to place the ind tag inside the a tag. Here's how it works. The a tag is used to create a hyperlink, and the ref attribute specifies the destination URL. To turn an image into a link, you simply need to place the ind tag inside the a tag. A ref is equal to https www.example.com in src is equal to image.jpg alt is equal to example image close anchor. When a user clicks on the image, they will be taken to the URL specified in the ref attribute of the a tag. The key steps are 1. Use the a tag to create a hyperlink with the ref attribute pointing to the desired destination. 2. Place the ind tag inside the a tag so that the entire image becomes a clickable link. 3. Specify the src attribute of the ind tag to point to the image file. 4. Use the alt attribute of the ind tag to provide alternative text for the image. This allows you to turn any image on your web page into a clickable link that takes the user to another page or website. An image in the background. To add a background image in HTML, you can use the CSS background image property. Here's how to do it. 1. Using CSS. Add the following CSS to your style section or in an external CSS file. Body background image URL image.jpg. Replace image.jpg with the path to your image file. This will set the background image for the entire page. You can also target specific HTML elements, for example, division background image URL image.png. This will set the background image for all div elements on the page. 2. Controlling background image behavior. You can further customize the background image using additional CSS properties. Background repeat controls if how the image repeats. Set to no repeat to prevent repeating. Background size specifies the size of the background image. Use cover to make the image cover the entire element. Background position sets the starting position of the background image. Background attachment determines if the image scrolls with the page or is fixed. Use fixed to keep the image stationary. For example, body background image URL image.jpg background repeat no repeat background size cover background attachment fixed. This will display the image image.jpg as a full-size, non-repeating background that doesn't scroll with the page. 3. Fallback for older browsers. For older browsers that don't support CSS background images, you can use the background attribute in the body tag. Body background is equal to image.jpg body closed. However, this method is not supported in HTML5 and should be avoided in modern web development. In summary, use the CSS background image property to set a background image and combine it with other background properties to control its appearance and behavior. This provides the most flexibility and support across modern browsers. Table. To create a table in HTML, you can use the table tr, eth and td tags. Here is a simple example of how you can create a basic table. Table, row table, header table, data, so on. In this example, table defines the table. tr defines a row in the table. eth defines a header cell in a table. td defines a standard cell in a table. You can customize the table further by adding more rows and cells, adjusting styles with CSS, merging cells, adding borders, and more. Feel free to experiment and enhance the table based on your needs. HTML table headers are defined using the eth table header element. Each eth element represents a table cell that serves as a header for a column or row. Here are the key points about HTML table headers. Table headers are typically placed inside the head section of the table, which should come before the body and foot sections. By default, table headers are bold and centered. To left align the headers, use the CSS text align property. You can have a header that spans over two or more columns by using the colspan attribute on the eth element. To use the first column as table headers, define the first cell in each row as a eth element. You can add a caption that serves as a heading for the entire table using the caption tag, which should be inserted immediately after the table tag. Example of a table with headers. Table head, table row, table header, table body, table data, etc. In HTML, captions are used to provide a title or description for tables. The caption tag is specifically designed for this purpose. It serves as the table's title and should be placed inside the table element immediately following the start tag for the table. Only one caption element is allowed per table. Captions can be aligned and styled using CSS properties like text align and caption side. To create a caption in HTML, you can use the following syntax. Table caption, your caption here, closed caption, table closed. Captions are essential for providing context and accessibility to tables, making it easier for users to understand the data presented in the table at a glance. Columns. To make a cell span across multiple columns in an HTML table, use the colspan attribute on the td or eth element. Set the value of colspan to the number of columns you want the cell to span. For example, table tr eth colspan is equal to name close eth. This will create a header cell that spans across the first two columns of the table. Some key points about colspan. The value of colspan represents the number of columns to span. Cells that span multiple columns are called spanning elements. Setting colspan to a large number can work if the exact number of columns is unknown, but it's better to set it to the correct number if possible. Using colspan is the only reliable way to make a cell span columns. Other shortcuts like using JavaScript have issues. So in summary, use the colspan attribute on td or eth elements to make a cell span across multiple columns in an HTML table. Set the value to the desired number of columns to span. To style a table in HTML, you can use CSS to enhance its appearance. Here are some key techniques to style tables effectively. Zebra stripes. You can create zebra stripes by styling every other row or column with a different background color. This effect can be achieved using the nth child, even selector for rows and columns. Horizontal dividers. Adding borders only at the bottom of each table row can create horizontal dividers. By applying the border bottom property to all TR elements, you can achieve this effect. Hoverable table. To highlight table rows when hovering over them, use the hover selector on TR elements. This will change the background color of the row when the mouse hovers over it. Table padding. Control the space between the border and the content in a table by adjusting the padding property on TD and eth elements. This can help improve the spacing and layout of the table. Table borders. You can add borders to tables using the CSS border property on different border styles like solid, dotted, dashed, etc. can be applied to customize the appearance of the borders. These techniques allow you to enhance the visual presentation of your HTML tables, making them more visually appealing and easier to read for users. Styling table examples. To style a table in HTML, one can use CSS to enhance its appearance. Here are some key techniques to style tables effectively. Zebra stripes. One can create zebra stripes by styling every other row or column with a different background color. Horizontal dividers. Adding borders only at the bottom of each table row can create horizontal dividers. Table padding. Control the space between the border and the content in a table by adjusting the padding property on TD and eth elements. Table borders. One can add borders to tables using the CSS border property on table, eth, and TD elements. Dear viewers, if you feel this video little bit informative and helpful, then please subscribe and like the channel, because your like and subscribe will motivate the creator to create more such informative videos. Thank you.